This is Calabucas with Think Future. Now, I've had a number of shows over the last little while that have shown me a very interesting trend, and it has to do with safety. Now, it's one of these things that have come out of the COVID-19 pandemic, is that we seem to be striving for safety. A lot of safety. We want emotional safety, we want mental safety, we want physical safety. And it's not just something that's come out of this, but it's the pandemic itself has really focused it, has really honed it. Because before that, we always had this recent penchant for safety. And if you ask me, that's not where you're getting a lot of innovation. And people say that one of the reasons why we don't innovate a lot is because we're so concerned with being safe that we're not able to innovate. I mean, look at the turn of the last century the beginning of the last century when we were trying to learn how to fly. Think of how many people died or were terribly injured in the search for being able to fly, trying to figure out how to fly. They were willing to take that risk. They were willing to not be safe to be able to figure out how to fly. And I think that's one of the things that the human race has lost, is that we have placed safety up so high on the scale of things. And the COVID-19 pandemic is one of the things that is honing this and is showing this to be true. We've placed safety up so high that we're not willing to take any more risks. And if you ask me, and I've said this before in many shows, is that innovation is risk. Innovation requires risk. And if you think about it, the disruption is going to happen either way. The disruption is going to happen either way. And you can either cocoon yourself in a bubble of safety, or you can try and figure out how to deal with the disruption that's coming at you by innovating. We have to step out of our safe spaces, people, in order to innovate. We cannot innovate without risk. You can't de-risk innovation. Innovation is inherently risky. And some people might say, well, you're talking about, at Calabucas, you're talking about physical safety. Yeah, that's when they were trying to figure out how to fly. Yeah, that was physical safety. But right nowadays, it's a lot about mental safety. We for some reason, we are not allowing ourselves to think out of the box. We are not allowing ourselves to think outside of the safe spaces we've put ourselves into. But if you ask me, you cannot innovate. There is no way that you can develop disruptive, huge innovation without risk. There's no way you can develop these types of innovations without stepping outside of your safe space, otherwise known as your comfort zone. You hear me? I mean, coach after coach after coach after coach say the same thing. You need to step out of your comfort zone. You want to lose weight? Step out of your comfort zone. You want to hit your goals? You have to step out of your comfort zone. And it's the same with innovation. With innovation, we need to step out of our comfort zone. Because if you think about it, our comfort zone is actually our safe zone, the safe space that we like to live in, the little cocoon that will save us from the rest of the world. But the problem is that these cocoons can never remain solid. The rest of the world will come into your cocoon. It will break into your cocoon. We will never be safe. We need to build up our immune system to risk. We need to build up our resilience to risk. And then whenever disruptive innovation or disruptive things like this come down the pipe, then we can handle them much better. We need to get out of our safe spaces and innovate. Otherwise, who knows what will happen next?